Bitch, I don't have a gay cousin. Wait. Oh, shit, I am the gay... Oh.
I forgot. I'm the gay cousin. Girl, wait till y'all found out how my family found out that I was. Now, keep in mind, I had a secret. It wasn't just any secret. It was the secret. Now, I kept this a secret for so long that it had to come out sooner or later. Because people around me was noticing that I was happy. They had been used to me always crying, always broke, always stressed, always unhappy. But now I got a new vibe. Now I'm running around here. I got clothes on. I'm combing my hair. My nails is being done. I am back to being me. The me before I met him. The me before I moved to the projects. The me before I hit rock bottom. I was slowly but surely showing that now. Now I was all over the place. I was leaving and coming in late. I was staying out all night. My baby wasn't there. My house was still clean. My bills were still paid. But I had a secret. I had a secret that he didn't know. I had a secret that... Now, see, the people at the apartments wasn't the only one that noticed the difference. It was a lot of people that noticed the difference. It was a lot of people that noticed that I was happy. It was a lot of people that knew that my mood had changed, that my attitude had changed, that my clothes had changed, that Monica had changed. But the most of all was the people at my job. Now, the people at my job, not all was against the fact that I was getting better. Some was, some wasn't. But nevertheless, some of them wasn't happy. So they was in Edie's ear. Now, keep in mind, but still, nobody made it. We didn't make it official. We never told anybody that we was messing around. We never told anybody that we was, doing it. But we never told nobody. So the first somebody that we had to tell was Monique. Now, keep in mind, I had told y'all the story of Monique and Bubba when she chased him down on the highway and was driving both her cars back. Now, at the end of the day, this is when Edie met Monique. This is when Edie met Monique, and this is when Edie told Monique that me and her was messing around. Now, keep in mind, Monique was always that type that she wasn't judgmental. Monique really didn't give a damn. Long as I was happy, long as I left him alone, long as my life picked up, Monique was happy. Now, Monique, she handled it, but that day that she was told about me and Edie, Monique was busting out Bubba's window with a brick. She was setting his clothes on fire. She had just got out of jail because they both was fighting on the highway when the police told them not to. So this is who was the first person that knew that me and Edie was together. Now, maybe I want to say like a week later, Edie was at my apartment. And when she was at my apartment, we was just sitting there chilling or whatever the case may be. I can't remember if Curtis was there or not, but I remember chilling with her. Now, when I was chilling with her, we was laughing, joking, like we do now. We was laughing and joking and was talking about something. I heard somebody knocking at the door. So when I got up and knocked and answered the door, it was my mom. My mom came in for some reason and she was talking to me and whatever. And I introduced Edie, but I didn't introduce her as my significant other. I introduced her as my friend. And the way that I told my mom, the way that I said friend to her, she knew what kind of friend I was talking about. So I was out to my mom. So not only was I out to Monique and not the people at the job, but just Monique and my mom. Now people is getting like starting to know, but they really didn't know, but they knew. But nevertheless, we still had to tell Margaret. Okay, it was Margaret's turn. Now, this is what happened when we had to tell Margaret. Now, keep in mind, Margaret is a drama queen. She's the queen of drama. She falls out, she fades. She's drama. Margaret could be an actress if she wanted to. But listen, she gave the performance of her life when she found out about me and Edie. Now, this particular day, it had to be a Friday because I had to either be going to the bank or coming out of the bank. But either way, Monique and Margaret met me up there. I took Margaret in the bank with me, and Edie was outside with Monique, standing at Monique's van, laughing with her. Now, keep in mind, Margaret still had no idea. By the time we came out the bank, Monique and Edie was laughing. When Monique and Edie was laughing, Margaret kept asking me who Edie was. So I told her. I told Margaret, I said, Margaret, That's my friend. And Margaret kept saying, what kind of friend? What kind of friend? Monique was listening to this, but Monique the whole time was... Okay, so Margaret kept asking over and over and over who Edie was. Well, by Margaret kept asking who Edie was, I kept saying my friend. Edie kept saying my friend. Monique is in the driver's seat of the van still laughing because Margaret is a whole drama queen. So Margaret and Edie had went back and forth with who is she? Who is she? That's Margaret. Edie like, I'm her friend. I'm saying I'm her friend. Edie got frustrated with Margaret and she blurts out, I'm doing your sister. When Margaret heard Edie say she was doing me, Margaret started crying. Monique was laid over in the seat laughing, and me and Edie started laughing. We laughed to the point I had to take Margaret back in the bank to try to get her calmed down. Now, keep in mind, now it's Monique, my mom, and Margaret, and the people at the job that know that me and Edie is messing around. Now, maybe I want to say, maybe a couple of months later, my dad's sister had passed. So my dad had came down here from New Haven, Connecticut. He had no idea. We gets over to his sister's house where everybody is at to see everybody because this is our aunt. We still want to, go over there and check on everybody. So when we get over there, my dad is around there. Me and Edie walk in. Soon as me and Edie walk in, all of a sudden, all eyes is on Edie. They not on me. They on Edie. So I take my dad outside on the porch and I walk him down in the yard. And we just talking or whatever the case may be. This is when I told him, like, hey, Dad, I'm with her. And he just kind of looked at me. He really didn't say too much. He did speak to Edie, but he really didn't say too much because he didn't know me. So how was he going to know her? He didn't have no idea who I was. So, hell, he didn't even know who the hell she was. So now that's that part of the family. Now, what we get ready to get into is my mom's side of the family. Yes, my mom's side of the family. Now, keep in mind, Wheelchair Willie had already knew. I don't know how she knew, but she already had known. But the rest of the family didn't know. Bearded Betty didn't know. The two brothers didn't know. None of my cousins. No, I'm wrong. They had met Edie at my uncle's funeral. My aunt's husband's funeral. Everybody has seen Edie. They didn't know who she was because she walked in with my granddaddy. Okay, so I have to tell y'all this part. My aunt, the hillbilly, her husband had died. And when her husband died, my granddaddy was going to preach at his funeral. So my granddaddy was getting out the car. When he got out the car, Edie went and helped him. Now, everybody else was trying to help my granddaddy, but my granddaddy had noticed the suit that Edie had on. When he noticed the suit, because my granddaddy loved the three-piece suit, Edie had on a three-piece suit that my granddaddy thought was like the stuff. So my granddaddy stopped everybody else from helping him walk into the funeral. He told Edie to walk him in. Him and Edie walked in and she had my granddaddy by his arm and she walked him in. That's the day that my grandma fell in love with my husband. Okay, listen, because my grandma was my husband's girlfriend. But that's another story. We'll talk about my grandma and how she loved Edie to death another time, okay? So a couple months after that, my granddaddy passed. When my granddaddy passed, we all met up at my grandma's house. When I say all of us, everybody was up at my grandma's house this particular day. Now, Wheelchair Willie, Bearded Betty, and the hillbilly was there. My Aunt Loretta, my other Aunt B, and the two uncles was there. Cousins and cousins' kids and all this other stuff was up at my grandma's house because my granddaddy had passed. So me and Edie came up there. When we came up there, my mom was there, but she wasn't hanging out where we was. My mom was mingling in and out throughout the house. So at the end of the day, this is what was going on. Me and Edie is sitting on the couch, not knowing that anybody is watching us. not knowing none of that. But Edie and I was laughing about something. She was in my ear about something. She turned around when we was laughing and she kissed me. Now, when she kissed me, it's like the whole crowd stopped, like, but they didn't say nothing directly to us that particular day. But they did say something about me and Edie and what we was doing up at Grandma's house. So now all my family know that me and Edie is together. Now, Edie's family, on the other hand, was more accepted than what my family was. Because, of course, the same ones that kept all the trouble with my mom kept up all the trouble. So they kept talking about me and Edie, not directly to my mom, but they were saying little stuff about it. But my mom really didn't give a damn long as I was happy. So time went on a little bit, but this is when the drama started about me and Edie. Now, the snickering and the bickering and the whispering behind my back was going on. And this went on all the way up until my granddaddy's funeral. Now, my mom had been catching backlash the whole time about me and Edie. Now, I didn't think that it was such a big deal because I would have thought that because I was happy, because I wasn't being degraded, because I wasn't being shunned down on, that they was like, would have accepted it. But they didn't. But instead, what they did was they made us the topic of their discussion. They made us the topic of discussion to the point that my grandmother, my granddaddy's wife, my grandmother, my mother's mother, took up for us. When I say she took up for us, she took up for us. And when she took up for us, she even had to pre-check my mom on a couple of things because my mom was allowing them to say what they wanted to her, but not to my grandma. Now, when my mom was telling me about what was being said, I was asking her, so what did you say to defend me and Edie? But keep in mind, I had to tell Edie what was going on. I had to let her know what was being said. And keep in mind, Edie, even though from what y'all have seen, y'all haven't seen the flip side to the other side of my husband. But keep in mind, my husband had a lot to say about this. So when I was talking to Edie about it, she was like, I don't give a damn. She just kept saying, I don't give a damn. But then she started having backlash and talking back to them. Saying little shit back to them because they were saying shit about us to everybody else. But they was never directing it directly to me and her. But you could tell it was something. And that's something Edie had prepared herself for before we went to my granddaddy's funeral. Now, my grandma was going to defend Edie because, like I told y'all before, my grandma was Edie's girlfriend. Listen, when I say that was her girlfriend, it was her girlfriend. I got a little mad about it, but we ain't going to talk about that situation. Because if you ask Edie, that was her girlfriend too. Okay. Okay, but anywho, that's my grandmother. But anywho, the talking and the chattering kept going and kept going and kept going. To the point it came from my aunt with the beard. Bearded Betty. Bearded Betty kept on with the bullshit. She kept on talking shit. I didn't understand why she was talking shit because I was genuinely happy. I wasn't just happy because we was going out and I was looking better and I was doing stuff. I was happy because, listen, I was doing it nasty. Okay? But, anywho, I was just happy. But they couldn't see nothing in that. But Monique, on the other hand, was also chewing in Edie's ear. Monique, on the other hand, was Edie's friend. So Monique had a lot to say about how they was talking about me and Edie. But she ended up checking my mother. Before she checked anybody else, Monique checked my mother first. I don't know the exact conversation because I can't ask her. But I know that Monique went to my mom and said something to my mother to straighten her behind out. Because at the end of the day, Edie hadn't done anything wrong. The only thing she done was took me from him, and legitimately she did. Took me from him, but she improved my life in a vast variety of ways. And I'm not going to tell those ways until later, but she did. But when I told my Aunt Loretta, though, she was so happy for us. She was so happy for us. She was happy that we had found each other. She was so happy that we was genuinely happy. I didn't never get why they made such a big deal about me and Edie, or me coming out, or however coming out the closet, somebody's door. I don't know. I don't know what they was so what they was so against about me coming out. It wasn't the fact that I came out. It was the way that I did it. I didn't make a public announcement. I just showed them who she was. I never introduced her formally to them. But when they seen her, they knew exactly who she was. They knew exactly who she was to me. But I think I got a little disappointed in my mom, though. Because I can remember my mom approaching me right before my granddaddy's funeral. And was like, they had mentioned something about us kissing up at my grandma's house. And like, she didn't want the signs for us to be so affectionate in front of them. This came from Bearded Betty, the one in the wheelchair Willie, the hillbilly, and Dumb and Dumber. But at the end of the day, Dumb and Dumber didn't mean anything, because Edie had flat out said that the biggest dummy out of Dumb and Dumber, his breath stunk. And she just kept saying it like, Monica, his breath stink. I'm trying not to laugh, but every time he talked, his breath was stinking. So, but nevertheless, mouthwash included, she was saying that this man's breath stunk. The other one, on the other hand, she only seen him like in a hot flash. But Bearded Betty, she automatically didn't care for her at all. None, zero, dot, still to this day, she don't care for her. Only because of her disposition. Only because she had a lot to say. And honestly, I don't understand how she had a lot to say about anybody doing anything. I really don't. But nevertheless, she said it to my mom. She never said it to us directly. So the funeral went on, and me and Edie went on about our business. But I think I wanted to tell this story because when I didn't even think that it was like coming out. I didn't think that it was like us coming out to them or any of that. I never thought like, did I come out? But anyway, I'm out, and I'm out to stay, and I'm out with this person. Can't see it real quick. It was a quickie. That was a quickie.